The way I tell the story to folks is that I actually received my pink slip sitting on the floor of my community center in my postpartum support group. Like I could not have been more freshly minted a mom. I
Yeah.
was struggling through some post-cesarean complications.
Yep.
We
Yep.
were all talking about how we were preparing to return to the workforce. And I got a ping on my phone. I was sort of anticipating it, wondering if it would be a furlough or a termination, trying to get information. And indeed, I got my pink slip and all of my benefits ended by midnight that night. So it was a real shock to the system.
Oh my word.
Even
Okay.
without the hormonal changes and the lack of sleep, it would have been a huge
Wow.
change to my life.
Yeah.
But coupled with being a new mom, I can't stress enough what a shock to the system my layoff was, and something I just really hadn't ever contemplated.
Yeah. No, that entire chapter where people are just being let go or asked to leave or, early retirement. I think it's interesting that, when we watch the news, we just see it as numbers, right? We see things as numbers. Giving this a face, giving this I am just shy of a, C-section recovery, and I'm sitting there holding a brand new baby. This is a new chapter in my life. And for something that you had no control over, right? This is not, you didn't decide to not go to work that day, right? You're holding a baby and your future looks really, really different in that moment. I don't think a lot of people got to see the actual effect or the actual, unfurling of how things played out. But I really appreciate you telling your story. I think people need to hear that. So in that moment, this is that don't fucking shrink moment that we're talking about, right? You're sitting there. What's the pivot for you? Like what happens in your mama brain, in your, professional outlook at that point?
Yeah, this was all the way back in January, just a week after the inauguration. So I don't think I was at all prepared. I hadn't contemplated a pivot. I had planned the world's most perfect maternity leave and return to work. I only
Yes.
got 10
Yes.
days maternity leave on my federal contract. So I had perfectly stitched through how I thought I was going to piece leave together. I had built and mentored a team that was going to help me, through this time and returning into work. I had so planned how I was going to control my
Mhm.
return to work and control myself as a working motherhood.
Yes.
And then all of that was just stripped away. Any sense that I had control over the situation was really taken from me and from my family. I like to tell people that it wasn't just me that was fired. It really was my whole family. It radically changed the circumstances of our life here in Washington, D.C. And everything that I had worked so hard to build in my, 15 plus years career as a maternal and child health specialist working to save babies around the world. Suddenly
Yeah.
I had a newborn and I didn't know what I was going to do next. What I will say is what I gained from working in public health and development. I had the privilege of supporting countries in East Africa. And what I saw all around the world is that in crisis, communities come together, and particularly mothers and women
Yeah.
step up. I tell people all the time when people are like, how are you doing this? I have seen time and time again in the worst, most dire circumstances, the
Yeah.
ways in which women and mothers come to the table and figure things out.